Most importantly, at IELTS Pass, we help you understand what makes great English great. What are advanced structures? How do we use collocations to really make our English sound great and look great, whether you speak or write? This is incredibly important.
Welcome to the IELTS Pass Language Enhancer module. This could potentially be one of the most important videos you've ever watched when it comes to improving your English skills and your understanding of those fundamental questions, perhaps the biggest question of them all. In this video, we're going together to answer the following questions. What is advanced language? What does it mean when someone says that language is sophisticated? And perhaps you're not quite sure what concepts such as organization, range, cohesion, accuracy, and register mean. So the big question is, how can I express myself in writing or speaking in a sophisticated manner? Let's try to answer this question together. So what is advanced or sophisticated language? There's no easy definition for this, but at IELTS Pass we use the following. Advanced language is when vocabulary, lexis, and grammar, the structures, come together in a coherent and organized manner, featuring appropriate choices in accordance with subject matter and with a high degree of accuracy. That sounds easy, right? Well, before we go into greater detail here, let's have a look at some of the other concepts that we need to understand before we can proceed. An important concept is organization. Organization refers to how well you have structured your writing, the report or essay in IELTS for example, or your discourse in the speaking component. The range refers to how much language you master. We can evaluate lexical range or grammatical range. Cohesion is a term which describes to what extent your ideas are well linked in your production. Accuracy describes how many or few errors or mistakes there are in your English. A high degree of accuracy is desirable. Register refers to the formality of your production. If your IELTS essay, for example, is too informal, it will cause your grade to be lower. Now, in the next part, we're going to evaluate 3 different English productions, and we're going to break it down, try to give a mark, and try to find out what were the main differences between these productions. Let's have a look. Here we are. There are 3 examples, A, B, and C. It's a short description by a Chinaman called Wu. The first paragraph, A, reads, "My name is Wu. I born in China, but today live in Poland. I like fish and I like vegetables. I have 1 brother and 1 sister. They're cool people." So this was production A. You have probably detected it's a bit short, and there are some problems with the English. We'll get back to that in a second. Now let's evaluate B together. My name is Wu. I was born in China, but today I live in Poland. I like fish and vegetables and meat. I have 1 brother and 1 sister. They are very cool. Did you notice a difference between A and B? Well, if you said the accuracy was better, you're right. In B, there was an attempt to extend the preferences a little bit more, with the addition of the word meat. Have was also spelled correctly. Now let's have a look at C. Born and raised in mainland China. My name is Wu, and I'm currently residing in Poland. My family is small, with only 2 siblings, 1 brother and 1 sister. I'm very fond of them as we have a lot in common. My taste in food is quite versatile, as I enjoy not only fish but also vegetables and meats. Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that letter C is much better than B and A, and that B is better than A, meaning that A was not a particularly impressive production. I can already tell you now that if your English is more A than B or C, you need to study hard for the IELTS to achieve the mark that you need. If it's somewhere between B and C, good for you, you're on your right path and close to having enough English to be successful at the IELTS. If you're able to produce C, you should be fine in terms of your English, because it's in fact advanced, very advanced, potentially proficient level C. Let's have a closer look at the 3 paragraphs and try to grade them.